Royalty, what's popping? It's the family. We out here, baby. Listen, you know when you're being taunted. You know when you're being taunted. Divide and conquer is the oldest trick in the book. In order to control a mass of people, a group of people, a crew of people, all you got to do is divide them. Cause a fight, stir up some controversy, whatever the case may be, whatever it takes to have them looking at each other, focusing on each other so they're not focused on you. So then you can manipulate the situation from a higher vantage point. You know when you're being taunted. Are you going to fall for it again? Are you going to fall for it again? Once again, your fear, your anger, your frustration, your resentment, all of these things are destroying you. It's not hurting anybody else. It's destroying you. When we talk about taking responsibility, we talk about taking full responsibility beyond all victimhood. This is my situation, my creation. Yeah, we've experienced a bunch of things and witnessed a bunch of things that didn't seem fair. Seemed as if somebody else was doing it to us. It's just that the more sophisticated we become about the nature of life and the complexity of this fabric that we're dealing with, we must realize that it's our entertainment of the ideas and that energy that brought those situations and experiences into our sphere. If that wouldn't have presented itself, we wouldn't know better. Those experiences manifested all for the strength of us touching that fire, investing energy into that particular energy. The manifestation or crystallization of it was only there to show us that this energy is not helpful to you. Entertaining those ideas is not helpful to you. It's not helpful. It only brings in more suffering, more distortion, more confusion, more deception. And with this particular experience, this moment in time that we have, we must realize that we're clearing a lot, not only of this individual lifetime, this conscious experience, but also karmic experiences that have to do with past lifetimes of ours, as well as the collective consciousness. Some of us are strong enough to do the work of the collective consciousness and those distortions. We're having to observe things that don't necessarily resonate with us or we don't prefer. However, we've been given the honor responsibility to observe these distortions or whatever the case may be, and not or have the strength to remain balanced and realize that we're not victims to these experiences. We're only there to observe them and transmute them as they come into our experience. We're sophisticated enough, balanced enough to observe what's taking place and decide not to participate, not to feed into the taunting, to not be petty, to be grown, to be mature, to be the older soul. Everybody want a crown, but don't nobody want to do the work to wear the crown. We wear crowns because it's hard, not because it's easy. If it was easy, everybody would wear crowns, but that's not the case. It's hard to wear the crown sometimes because it feels as if life is picking on you, or you got to be the bigger person, or things ain't going like you want it to go, or something happens and you're having to engage with your own sense of stability and sturdiness and maturity inside and not participate in no foolishness. Sometimes you got to let them win the argument or the debate or whatever case may be. Let them win that. That's them. Let them do that. It's okay. I ain't got to be right in front of an audience. Once again, that's why I don't participate in comment section debates and a bunch of communications. You got a question, you can write me directly. I'm very clear and open and emotionally mature. You can talk to me directly. We don't need an audience to debate questions and all. Like, yeah, we don't need that type of out of attention. If you feel or you don't connect with something and you really truly attempting to understand, write me directly. We could talk about it and figure this thing out together as family. Straight up. Peep this, OG. Something you got to understand about our old friend karma is this. It's the most patient gangster there is, known to man. It will allow you to do all that rah-rahing and tripping and arguing and sarcasm and looking as if you got a person in a corner and they don't have no response. But all that energy you exerting and attempting to prove yourself better or right or whatever the case may be, you best believe it's coming. They say arrogance is the forerunner of embarrassment. Arrogance is the forerunner of embarrassment. Wisdom is humble. Wisdom is patient. Wisdom knows that the truth don't need no defense. There's nothing to prove here. The truth is going to be the truth, and it's going to unfold regardless. That's why it's impossible to fake awaken, a fake heal. If what I'm saying is not true, you know how much embarrassment I'm setting myself up for? It's corny. It's nothing to prove. I don't need out of attention followers or numbers or likes or looking for people to like me. You know, come on, miss me with that. I've been cool. I've been love myself. Real talk. Hopefully you do the same. Point is this. They're attempting to divide you. They want you to get mad. They want you to be frustrated. They want you to be hurt because that's only hurting you. It's only hurting you. It doesn't bother them. As stated before, those who control your emotions control your life, nobody else's. They control your life. Doesn't bother them. Of course, emotional manipulation is a self-inflicting distortion. They hurt themselves by doing that. People who emotionally manipulate people are setting themselves up to be manipulated as well. They're setting themselves up for failure. You don't want anybody doing something that they don't want to do. You don't want anybody doing anything that they don't want to do, including relationships or giving you attention or hanging out with you or being with you. You should not have to force anybody or manipulate anybody to do something they don't want to do, because you're setting yourself up to be manipulated and taken advantage of. I don't feel like writing today, so I chimed in. If I was crude, forgive me. But healing is it's a dirty job. And it's actually happening right now. You see it unfolding before you. You see what's happening. Life is happening for you. Life is unfolding for you. Everything you observe, you're supposed to see. It's your response to those situations that can either be that can be helpful versus your reaction. You react, it's not going to help you. It's just going to happen again. You respond, you grow. Man up.